Yes, I will be.
And who else is joining you from this?
Every year, we have 2 members of council join the volunteers in the Calgary Grey Cup Committee. It's a lottery for who gets to go, and this year, Councillor Chabot and Councillor Corral will be going. I will tell you that they will have way more fun than me. I'm just going for the football games, but they'll be going a day or 2 early for all the great festivities with the Calgary Grey Cup Committee, and hopefully we'll see a horse in the hotel. I don't know if that's set. Is it set, Councillor Chabot? Do you know? Whether the horse is going to go on the Royal York? Aw, I'm sad to hear that.
And no horse on the field either.
I just heard that. It's a travesty. That's all I have to say, a travesty.
Sometimes they manage to get the horse in anyways, if they just show up.
I'm not allowed to talk about that.
You're planning to go to both games?
Yes, in fact, because it's the University of Calgary's 50th anniversary, and because I am the University of Calgary Dinos' #1 fan, and have been for many years, I'm really excited to go to the Vanier Cup. The Grey Cup is always an amazing experience, but I'm really excited to go to Hamilton for the Vanier Cup.
Sir, the City of Calgary owns ENMAX, and the province has announced a cap on the regulated rate option starting next year. Do you have any thoughts on what that might mean for the shareholder?
Well, I am very, very clear that this was done without any consultation with the electrical utilities. So everyone is trying to figure out what it means. I got the press release the same time all of you did. And my understanding is that they will attempt to protect the electrical utilities from having to deal with the differential between the wholesale and retail price. In short, they're regulating the retail price but not the wholesale price. When governments have tried to do that in the past, it has really been a recipe for disaster and profit-taking and rent-seeking on the part of the generators, because they have no risk if the wholesale price goes up. So they're going to have to be very, very, very careful on the design of this.
On the power front, what are your thoughts on the fact this government source is saying there's some sort of agreement?
I'm shocked by that. I'm deeply shocked that a high-placed government source would start talking about legal agreements that do not exist. Clearly, there's a game afoot, and it's not a game I'm particularly happy about playing. It's very clear that ENMAX put out a statement yesterday saying there is no such deal, and I will leave it at that.
The city's become quite reliant on the province coming from ENMAX. Are you concerned about the cap impacting?
Well, the cap won't impact that because they say that they are protecting the utilities, and I don't know how they're going to protect the utilities. However, the ongoing lawsuit around the PPAs very much has the potential to completely ruin ENMAX's dividend to the city. It may has the potential to increase debt for the utility and for the city. And if we lost that dividend in our property taxes, that's a difference of 4.5% on the property tax every year.
Could this also impact ENMAX's plans for developing more power plants?
Well, of course, because particularly if you have a government that follows through with its rumored threat to legislate retroactively contracts, who's ever going to invest billions of dollars in a province where you can't actually trust the paper?
Lately, you've been quite critical of the NDP on a number of files. To explain why this change.
Is there a question there, Mr. Bell?
Well, the question is because they always assumed you were going to be their political pal.
Look, I am wear purple every single day for a reason. I know there's no orange in it, but it's red and blue. And I am happy to be supportive of good policy. I'm happy to be critical of bad policy. My only horse is Calgarians and making sure what's right with Calgarians. And I think it's a fallacy to say I've been critical of them on a number of fronts. I think that I've been very clear that, for example, on the carbon levy, they have made some design errors. And it's very easy to step back and go, okay, levy is not the issue. The design around the implementation is the issue, and we can fix that relatively easily. So far, they've been unwilling to do so. On the PPA lawsuit, I've been very clear that I think this is a terrible mistake, and the response I've got from the Premier is, oh, he's just acting out of commercial interest. No, I'm acting out of interest for the people who use electricity in this province, which is every single person in this province, and for the people who rely on investment in order to have prosperity in this province, which is every single person in the city.
Do you think we need a cap, as the province is bringing in, on electricity rates to protect consumers from big spikes?
I think there's no question that the deregulation that we went through in the early part of the 2000s was not perfect and has needed a lot of help. And I have spoken with, I guess 7 or 8 successive ministers of energy since I've been in this job around the need to think about the electricity industry in a different way. So this is one step towards basically re-regulating a deregulated industry. It's hard for me to comment because I've seen the same press release as everyone else on whether it's a good step or not. I would suggest that such massive regulation should really be done in consultation with the utility companies, with ratepayers, and with Albertans as a whole. And my understanding is on this particular one, no consultation was done.
What
One
are
last
your-
question,
what are-
folks.
what
One
are
last
your-
question.
What are your lines of communication like with this government compared to maybe past governments that you dealt with as mayor?
Oh, they're actually much better in terms of being able to reach out and talk to people. And I've said many times that for the first year that this government was in office, they really were very, very careful to talk to and consult everybody, including the city of Calgary. We didn't always agree with the answers, but we really felt that we had been consulted. On the two examples I've given today, really there hasn't been any consultation. Anyone want to talk about the budget before I step away?
Did you want to talk about the continuing spend and the quest for some kind of transit card?
Oh man, you really want me to?
Yes, please.
It seems like there's some extensive North American travel plans.
Yeah, it was new to me today too. I'm a little surprised by that. I'm a little surprised, in fact, that site visits are required in order to do this stuff. So I'll be asking some questions about that after the break. But I've always been very clear on this. I love gadgets. I'm whiz-bangy in many ways, but we have to have real benefit. And when we look at the incredible sinks of money that these projects have been, for example, in British Columbia and in Ontario, I really, really have to be convinced that if we're going to invest money in transit, that that's the right place to invest it.
How much was the, I was just reading the report on the taxes, how much of the fact that the taxes are going to zero was based on a change of attitude of Calgarians, that they were less, because the report several times it mentions
We were on
citizen change of attitude.
We've been on this road for a long time, and we're finally starting to see a lot of benefits from the zero-based reviews and so on that we've been doing for about 6 years. And I will tell you that the economy, of course, played a big role in a practical and a political way. In a practical way, the fact that we're not dealing with the breakneck growth we were dealing with in the past actually gives us some degrees of freedom. It actually allows us to catch our breath on a few things. For example, increase in transit service hours and so on. So that certainly helped. But also from a political point of view, it's very, very clear that although the city's taxes remain among the lowest in the country, I know you love it when I say that, and that we are incredibly cost efficient, people are feeling a bit piled upon, and we should have been able to do our part, and we didn't do our part.
Back on the Connect card just for 1 second.
Yes.
Do you know where we are at in getting our money back that we've already spent?
I don't know, but I will ask that question this afternoon. Okay, thanks
Are you
everybody.
to help for business?
Sorry?
Are you to help for
Oh,
business today?
I hope so. It depends on how long it takes to go through all the directors. So we'll either get to it today. If council wants to stay into the evening today, we can get to it at that point, or it'll be early tomorrow.
The cost of the Grey Cup trip, any idea?
Oh, I'm so cheap. The challenge is that although I booked the return flight with a refund period prior to the Stamps winning, because there's only one flight I can catch, it still turned out to be pretty expensive. That said, my personal travel on that, flight plus hotel will be $1,000 probably.